Alright, hello everyone. This is day 8 of Chicago Grit. It is in Elgin. This is a race POV. Well, it's not a race POV. This is a race overview today because unfortunately we had a false start right there. Unfortunately, that one guy in the all velo jersey, his bike was making so much noise, it was scary. This group had about 50 people in it, and I think I could have done well, and unfortunately I started not the best, and I got caught up behind the break early, so I was never really in that front group, which was disappointing because I hit a power PR today. In day 8 of racing, I hit a max power today, which was kind of cool. But these first couple of laps, I'm just going to be spending time trying to catch people. So yeah, there's a group. I never really learned how to take this corner, this downhill corner. When the chicane was, that wasn't the best chicane take, but when the chicane was spread out, I was never in the clumpy group, fortunately. So I didn't really have to deal with people. We had people taking the turn a good 10 seconds before I get there, and it's like, man, I have some work to do. And I never figured out really how to get around that. I was always, my body weight is so high, so it's very hard for me to get as inside as some of these guys. I have a decent hill sprint, and I messed up my start on day 1 in Dundee, and I was telling myself I don't want that to happen today, and it happened today as well. So both of the courses I might have been a bit better at. Unfortunately, I was not in the position to capitalize on the fact that I can sprint up a hill decently well. Absolutely should have been pedaling through these corners here. Those are all pedalable. I'm a little bit tired from a decent exertion on lap 1, but I should have been working real hard here to make sure that I got in with that main group. I planned on doing it a little bit later. You can already see the break kind of forming. That's where the break will form in about 2 laps. Bad line on me. Through that chicane. I was doing pretty well in the warm-ups, had speed, so I don't know why it took me a couple to really get that chicane line down here. And yeah, you want to hit this like on the inside of that manhole cover, which I did pretty well there, but it's very hard for me to get that low compared to everyone else. And then yeah, here's an effort like, oh, I gotta catch him now if ever, so here's a pretty big effort. myself, keep pedaling through that corner. Look at everyone else doing it. I was doing it, I knew I could. And I guess corners are just a little scary for me subconsciously right now, I guess, because there's so many times where I could have saved several seconds catching back up to that main group if I just took the corner a little bit better. So we caught up to the main group here. This is just one group at the moment, but I saw about 10 riders in front of me. I saw a set of 3 riders that from days in the past I knew probably were gonna cause the split to happen. Yeah, you can see that split starting to form, and I was thinking, man, I gotta get in front of that before it happens, and unfortunately I did not, and that front group just gets away. I think about 60 to 70% of the group got pulled on this course for Cat 4, which is a lot of us, but that front group just kept rolling and it kept dropping people who couldn't get up that hill. And in my case, people who couldn't keep pedaling when they should have. This hill wasn't as bad as Dundee, but it probably peaked at around 5 to 6%. My Garmin was kind of being a bit shallow with how much it was given. It was a decent downhill than uphill. And right here, the split is really starting to form. And this was a now or never moment right now. So you gotta go get that second group, and unfortunately, I just didn't have the energy for it. Right here, this URT guy has a pretty good line right there, and then he goes, and I tried to stick with him to make that jump happen to that next group, but I think he kind of ran out of gas after the hill as well, so we were both both stuck in this group afterwards. And that group is large, or that gap, large gap right there. This really was the last chance right here to go get him. And number 444 right there is someone I ride with up in Milwaukee when I'm up there for school. And I should have been telling him, hey, we have to go now. We gotta go or else we're gonna lose it. I kind of regret not saying that, because me saying that probably would have gotten me to make that kick to go try to catch him. But I didn't, and then that front group is just gone afterwards. I think it's there was one or two times in the second half of this race where I actually took that line correctly, the speed I was going, and I go, oh, that's how you do it. So I started to learn at the end, but it was too little too late. Yeah, and that URT guy is a little bit up the road right there, so I was thinking, I gotta go catch him, we gotta go make that break, but that decision should have been made 2 laps ago, not right now. It's a little too late for that. Hey, look how far up that group is now. They're already at the turn. They're a good 10 seconds in front of us. I think this guy was thinking the same thing, and he pushed it on this hill, and unfortunately he's out of gas as well, so he's gonna slow it. There's so many people taking photos on this course. I gotta figure out where those photos are, because I haven't found a single set of photos for my group yet. But look, there's like 15 people taking photos right there on the corner. Like, I gotta figure out where those are so I can take one for myself. Put it on the gram.
Yeah.
That's never a good sign, seeing the tail end motorcycle pass you up. It's time to kick in behind you if you want to survive. After a couple laps of not really trying to catch the front group, the group that we left 2 laps ago finally caught us as well. If I could have figured out that bottom of the hill line, if I could get a little bit lower, I could have saved almost probably half a minute over the course of my whole crit right here, which would have been fantastic. I just gotta get more practice going, taking corners at speed.
Seven to go, riders. 7 to go, 7 to go.
They are going to pull us with 4, so we have 3 laps here left, or maybe 5, so we have 2 or 3 laps here as a group. And what is really, really disappointing for me is the GoPro decided to stop recording again. That's why I'm doing the voice for this one. I'm borrowing a friend's GoPro, and he lost like the little latch that keeps the battery in place, but he has a bigger external case, and that's what's been making this rattling noise the entire series, is the external case rattling against the GoPro. But the latch on the external case doesn't really press into the battery, and so on a particularly bad jostle, the battery can come undone for a split second, but that'll stop the video from recording. And obviously I'm not going to be checking mid-race to see if the camera's still going. And unfortunately it did it here with a lap to go, and it's so disappointing because this race was, I think, the first race out of the 8 I've done so far where I was actually sprinting at the finish, like I was in this group, obviously.
Bad line, huh?
Yeah, bad line on my part. And Sam was right behind me, so I think I killed his race here because I was able to work my way back up. I don't think he did, but it was so disappointing because, yeah, we're going to end real soon, and I didn't get to catch my sprint, hit a new power PR. It was a really nice sprint up this hill, but we're going to hope that doesn't happen tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.